All right, it is Sunday night. Welcome to another Living Freestyle live stream. We do this we try to do this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. And my name's Kevin. Basically, we work as like office hours. If you have questions about game dev, Unreal Engine, all those kinds of things, I'll hang out, answer any questions I can help with. If there are no questions, then I'm working on a game and I'm just doing it live. I work at Riot Games right now in R&D. I get to do a lot of cool stuff at work, but there's a lot of cool stuff out there that I don't get to do. So lately we've been working a lot with AI, and we're learning a lot of cool stuff. It's actually a lot of fun so far. So with that, let's just kind of roll straight in. I took a look through and I didn't see any questions in any of the previous streams. So we're just going to keep on working on our game and we'll go from there. If anybody pops in or they have questions, we'll obviously prioritize those as we go. Sweet. So with that, let's switch to our desktop and make sure we don't mess that up. Alrighty, looks like we should be good. Cool. All right, so a bunch of stuff has happened since the last time. You know, I've been doing a bunch of work as well, and also because I'm actually going to have a pre-recorded stream for Wednesday morning. Just as a quick heads up, that is a monster stream. It's like almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. Some of it was pretty late at night. Definitely started losing some energy there, but we were working on some cool stuff, which you're probably going to see here today, but we're not going to go into today. If you want to figure out how that was all going on, you can check out that stream on Wednesday. But if we simulate this, a couple of things have happened. Our dudes look like box trolls. That's interesting. I thought we crashed before that had happened. All right, so the stuff that you'll notice is, you know, they're actually now forming up and doing a whole bunch of different formation work and things like that. That is all the stuff that we'll go into Wednesday morning. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to fix a couple of things. So you'll notice when these dudes are moving and they bump into each other, they tend to send each other flying. See that green dude just went flying across the screen? Just kind of took off. Oh, there's two of them. They just went flying. That's actually happening because, let me just check my levels real quick. Yeah, that's actually happening because of the physics assets, which is sort of a pain because we're using the physics assets to detect where some of our headshots and stuff like that are going. And so just to kind of show you what I'm talking about, if we go back here and we go to our begin play, if we kill this, and as part of begin play, we set our physics bodies to, I keep hearing dings. We set our physics bodies to pelvis and below, no collision. When we play this game now, and before we do that, let's check our enemy mesh. Let's get rid of that box. I'll explain to you what that box is going to be for in a future date. Or maybe later today. But for now, let's, in fact, yeah, let's just change the visibility of it for now. Visible, nope. And that one, we don't need to worry about. Cool. So now if we simulate this, so this is the other thing that I've also started doing is I'm actually running a simulate, which is cool because I'm not worried about running around with a camera. I'm not worried about what they're doing. This allows me to isolate one portion of the ability tree just to see what exactly is going on. Now in this case, you'll notice that as they're walking around, except for the initial drop where they do bounce off each other's heads, they aren't actually getting launched off into space anymore. And that is happening because basically we've disabled all the physics collisions. Now, the downside of that is we've broken a bunch of stuff. So let's take a look and show you what we've broken. So what we've broken is our bullets go right through the dudes. They don't even affect them. So we need a way to bring back our bullets so that they work. So there's a couple things we can do here. One of the fast ones that we can do is, if in here we can go to our bullets. Where's our bullets? And in our bullet blueprint, under our collision profile for the sphere, I believe right now we have it set to ignore the pawn. If we just go to change this to block, we also don't want it climbable. Cool. Let's see if that brings back our bullets. Yeah, so now we do any damage. The downside is we still have to do, we have to do 3 shots to kill an enemy. And also, with this, we no longer have headshots. They're gone. Because without the physics bodies, we're not detecting the head. So we're gonna have to come up with a different way of doing headshots. The other thing I noticed is, in this very large room, when I shoot, for some reason he shoots up at an angle. Holy footprints of Stampede, Batman. We're gonna have to turn down these dudes' footsteps. But anyways, you get the general idea on how that's working. We have a couple errors that are popping up in our blueprint. Mantle update sphere. It's checking a sphere. What's it doing here? Sets the actor location. Get the value. Should only be doing this if it's valid. Wonder what that's all about. Alright, well, we'll clean that up as we go. But that kind of catches us all up to where we're at. And trying to make sure that the stream is coming through properly, because basically it looks like all I'm seeing is the left side. So I want to double check this real quick. Check on a second device, since I think everybody's sleeping tonight. Nope, looks good. Okay, cool. All right, so what I thought would be fun to do today, basically what happened was, as I was watching these dudes simulate, and they're running around with each other and everything, I was like, why don't I just let them fight each other? Like, can I just let them fight each other? And so I thought it would be cool to implement the idea of teams, now that they're not all bouncing all over the place and everything. So let's add in the teams. And we're going to have to make some updates to make teams practical and usable, because just with teams, that's not going to be enough. We're going to have to be able to get them to shoot each other and stuff like that. But let's see if we can do that. So look at all these invalid bodies. Make sure collisions are in. We're going to have to clean this up, because I think we're using the physics assets for something. And I'm pretty sure maybe what we could do is, rather than setting them to none, can we do query only? Rather than no collision, just query only. Maybe that'll fix that error. Let's try that. I know, I just got sidetracked. Oh, no, look at that. Holy goodness, that is not... What did we just do? Pawn. No collision. Okay. So they're no longer going through the floor. Are they bouncing each other around again? I'm not going to get too sidetracked with this if they are. We know what's happening. It's basically the physics assets plus the skeletal meshes are colliding, adding impulses to everybody. And then they're all just kind of like bouncing off each other. Okay, whatever. It doesn't seem like too many people. That also did not fix our... Oh, that did not fix our error here. So what we'll do is we'll just disconnect this for now. So here's our base character. It inherits from Horde Wars character. What I want to do is I want to add in the concept of a team ID. So let's see if we have anything in here. I don't believe we do. We don't. And let's just check the class defaults too. Team. Nope, we don't. So let's just... We might actually do this in code at some point. But for now, let's just make a variable called... We'll call it team ID. It is what it is. And we'll make it an integer. And what we want to do is when a character spawns, we need to sort out their team IDs. So there's a couple things that we could do here. We could reserve high numbers like 100 plus for heroes or players and lower numbers for enemies, which would be interesting because then enemies could fight enemies while heroes are playing as well, or champions are playing. Players, I don't know why I keep calling heroes. Anyways, and then an enemy, when it spawns, it could randomly choose a team ID. That might be interesting. Let's see what we can do there. If we get the ability tree for our enemies, what we want to do is in our strategize task, what are we doing here? What is this? Oh, this is form up. Wait, what? Available set squad ID, strategy type, squad formation. This gets the squad formation. This is stuff that you all will see on Wednesday if you want to check out that stream. Oh, this happens not in strategize, it happens in form up. But I think we want this to happen in strategize. I think we're right. So if we come into strategize, when we set that we're a lead, this sets the lead, right? I think what we could do is pick a team in here. So just for kicks, do we want the I think on the character we want it, right? So the controlled pawn is the controlled pawn. That makes that easier. So where's our controlled pawn here? Controlled pawn. Get that. And then get the team. Nope. We're gonna have to cast that to ALS base character BP team ID. Set the team ID. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our team ID. If the cast succeeds. Ooh. And let's just set it to a random integer. Nope. Random integer in range. Let's say 0 to 1. and we're going to set this. Okay, so we're just stacking this in here for now just to see if this works. All right, so that's going to give us a random team. Cool. Now, well, the other bit that we want to do is if it's not a leader, we're going to get our squad ID. We're going to get available squad ID. This does what? Oh. Get all actors of class enemy AI for each loop if they're in the squad lead or... Okay, cool. That's what that does. We're not going to do the squad ID. What we're going to do is we're going to get... Where's our leader blackboard? Interesting, because the get squad ID works by getting the squad lead. Hold on a second. We get all of the enemy AIs. We're going to go through those, and then we're going to check to see if they're squad lead. And if they are, we're gonna keep track of all the different squad IDs, okay? And then we're gonna go through each of those, and we're gonna find I'm gonna return that. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. That's to get the available squad ID. Oh yeah, so that's not the one we're looking for here. We're looking for the one where we're getting the squad leader. And we're doing that. Squad member count +1, squad leader. Okay, here's where we set the squad leader. And this is where we set the squad rank. Okay, so here's what we would want to do. I believe when we set the squad rank, we also want to set the team to be the same as the squad leaders. So we're going to set the squad leader to that AI element. So from here, I'm also going to get it's not enemy AI. That's because it's an enemy AI. Shoot. I mean, I guess we could put the... I guess we could put the ID on the enemy AI instead of the enemy. Instead of the base character. Problem with that then is... You know what, for right now, let's just do that. I believe that it was here. So we're gonna move this. No, we don't want to do this. Where is this in use? Find references. It's not in use. Nope. That's not what I want either. Find references. And let's look everywhere. Dude, it's not being used. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, let's delete it. Okay. Can we compile this still? Yeah, totally compile. So let's take a look at enemy AI. Enemy AI. Where'd you go? Here we are. And let's give it a team ID. Oh wait, we were using it. We were setting the team ID to that random int. We gotta go back and fix that. I do not know why that did not pop up in our search. Save that. And in our strategize task, we were doing that, all of that right here. So rather than controlled pawn, what we want is what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the controller, owner controller, and let's from that. I don't think we can get we gotta cast first. So cast to enemy, not enemy, and then get. No. We'll set team ID. Okay. And that's going to feed into here. All the rest of this stuff should be the same. Okay, so now our AI controller has the enemy or the team ID on it, which is cool. All right, and then that makes this easier back here. Now, I still don't know if this is where we're going to keep this indefinitely, but where did our strategize task go? Okay, so up here with this, we're going to get the team ID. Get the team ID. All right, and then what I want to do is for not on the blackboard. What we want to do is the controlled pawn, owner controller. We're gonna set the team ID. What a bummer. Wonder if there's any all right, for now we'll cast this to enemy. I'm wondering if there's a reason why we can't just make this one an enemy AI to begin with. And let's just set team ID. So if this is successful, we're going to set the team ID and keep on trucking. And we're going to set the team ID to the leader's team ID. So our characters should be on the same team as their squad leaders, which makes sense. That's what we want. Now, if this fails, I'm also going to come back up into here. But I'm going to come up. Oops, undo. Let's come up into here. All right, that way it'll just keep going back. Okay, so now our characters should be on the same team. And then what we need to do is in our ability tree, there is a thing which I believe is strategized, find weapons, tell friends, fight, update, tell friends, set who. There's a place where they're looking for the enemy. Troll scan, find player. Okay, so this used to be here. They were trying to find the player. Look for damage, look around, setting the focus, form up. How are these dudes enemy spotted? So enemy spotted happens if target is spotted. Okay, well that's super helpful. And then target gets spotted as update status, set focus, strategize, find weapons, tell friends. None of those things are happening. Fight, we have friends, we're healthy, and we're berserk. We're not ranged. We have has line of sight is set. Hold on a second. If I switch this to me playing, do they come in and attack me? Yeah, totally. Does he start punching? Yeah, he even starts punching. Okay. Where are they deciding to do that? Update current attack position? So update current attack position. Finds a new spot. This basically comes in here. Sets the array, owner controller. La-di-da-di-da. Range. We get all the enemy AIs. There's the attack ring claims. Yeah, but where is... there's a tell friends task. What does that do? Target spotted sets it to true if the distance to the target is less than 5,000. Okay, but how does the target get set? That's flight, so it shouldn't be coming in there. Enemy spotted. Target spotted is set. Look for damage. Look around. What does this do? Absolutely nothing. Oh, it literally just looks around. That doesn't help. So. Okay. Where in the heck? Okay, so if we remove this branch, do they even do anything? I mean, clearly they see me. Okay, so the moving's definitely happening in here. And in here, there's tell friends. If we remove this, do they come? Yes, they still come. So that's not the one. Set had site task. I wonder if our perception is doing this. Enemy AI perception. Find references. On target perception updated. Cast ALSB. If the actor is the player, then we're going to do a bunch of stuff and we're going to set line. Yeah, okay. So this is where all this is happening. Okay. So what we need to do is, rather than looking for the player, we need to check if they're on the different team. Interesting. Does our enemy inherit from ALS base character? It does. Cool. And then if it's true, it's going to set the locate target. And then if it's successfully sensed, we're going to set the line of sight, last enemy location, and the location target. That's going to be the target actor. Okay, this is going to get wild. This is going to get wild pretty fast. So, okay, so right here, let's break this out. What we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to get so we can't get the team ID. Get controller. get the AI controller. And if it's valid, then we're gonna proceed. And if it's not, here, let's do this. We'll keep this like this for now. Okay, so if it's not valid, we're gonna pop right back into here. If it is valid, then what we're going to do is we're going to, I don't believe we get our team here. Nope. We're gonna cast this. Yikes. Undo, undo. Let's cast this to an enemy AI. There's gonna be a much cleaner way to do this in the end, but that's okay. So we'll cast this to the enemy AI. Then we'll get the team ID. Alright, and then check to see this is they're currently in an enemy AI. And that's the self, so we're gonna get the team ID. This is our team ID. And we're going to see if they're equal or not equal. And if they're not equal, then we're going to, that is true. Then we're going to set them as the enemy and the target. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Okay, now let's reduce this quite a bit. Let's take our, let's go down to like 3 people. Enemy spawners, go down to 3. And then our AI statuses currently are not visible. And our lead status was not visible. And I want to update our AI status to have, double check our audio. Everything's still there. Cool. We have a status update. I want to include the team in that. So let's pop back out here from a debugging standpoint. And here we go. Owner, controller, rank. That's the name, and then the rank. We'll add 2 pins. And we'll just do colon. There's your team colon. And from here, let's get team ID. Nope, team ID. Bummer. I don't want to have to cast this. Where are we? Update AI status. Do I cast this to an enemy anywhere already? All right. Okay. So let's do that. Nope. This is what we want. So we're going to cast this to an enemy AI. And then we're just going to assume that that's true. And then as that, let's get the team ID. And let's pop that into this thing here. Okay, cool. So let's just play. Team 0, team 0, team 0. They all came in at team 0. Either I need to go play Lotto or something's busted. Team 1, team 1, team 1. Seems very, oh. Because they're all in the same squad. It's not busted. They're all in the same squad. So squad sizes are, I can't remember what squad sizes are, so let's just go to 10 and see what we get. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So all the pink should be, and the oranges are 1 as well. We have a 50-50 shot of the other team being the enemy team. There we go. They are in fact enemies. Okay. This is going to be difficult to debug. Holy shnikes. Okay, so let's go back to 2 enemies. And then let's change our squad size to be 1. So now it should just be the 50-50 shot. Wait. Okay, so you're telling me that it's 1 plus the lead. Yep. Okay. So if that's the case, then what we want to do is enemy 2. What I want to know is when enemy 2 comes into that sensing task, where was that? Here. I want to know if we ever do this. Well, wait, we just did. Where was that? Okay, so we hit that. And the local target, oh, this new Unreal thing that it does with the debugging. Oh, wait. It's detecting an ALS anim man, which is the hero. Is the AI perception looking for that? Is that what's happening? Sensing config, AI sight. These are the distances. It's default stuff. And their damage. Okay. Wow, this is gonna be really tough. Because what we want to do is basically what we want to do is what I don't know is I don't know when it senses. Is it sensing every actor or just one? So let's just do this. The display name. I want to know if it's when we come into this. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's print this. It's gonna be hard. Let's see if we can make sense of what's gonna print here. It looked like it printed. Okay. Let's only do that if the team IDs let's see here. You could do a really bad hard code here. Enemy 2. Let's only do this if it's enemy 2. So if the actor is enemy 2, well, this is a sensed actor. Controlled pawn. Get the controlled pawn. And if we get the display name of that, and if that is equal to equals enemy 2, if that's true, then we're going to print. And if it's false, we're just going to go about our business. So let's see if we get fewer prints now. Yeah. And it's getting all 3: enemy, ALS, NMBP, and enemy. So how do we know? Okay. So it comes in here. It sets the local target. And if it was successfully sensed, if that's true, then we're setting, we have line of sight, we're setting the last enemy location, and we're setting the target actor. I think what we want to do is we only want to do this if the target actor is not set. Get value as object. And this one was going to be the target actor. And if this is not valid, so is valid. All right, so we only want to set it if it is not valid. Because if it is valid, then we've already set it. And with that, we should only be setting this once. So let's do a print here to confirm. Print string, and we're going to print the get display name, and we're going to print it red. All right. So now what's going to happen is it should pop in. If it's enemy 2, it's going to print out. Interesting. So when enemy 2 goes through, now it's not doing this again. It's still doing the perception, but it's not setting the value anymore. Okay, which is fine. Enemy and enemy 1. Interesting. Okay, so what we want to do is we don't. I think what we want to do is we're going to get the controlled AI if it's valid, casting that to enemy AI. I think if it's not valid, we're just going to not do anything. Let's try this. See if our red text becomes an enemy now. Nope. Interesting. So hold on a second. We're going to check those. It's printing enemy 1, ALS, and very okay. Well, so wait a second. Get the display name of the actor. If the AI controller is valid, we cast it to an enemy AI. if that is true, we do this. Oh no, I want to see where we go when we hit this. All right, so he comes in here, and what's going to happen is, the display name is enemy, okay, and it is valid, and the team ID is 0. Oh, our team IDs are the same. Okay. So let's do this. When we're assigning the team IDs, which was in the strategize task, let's just always make it different. So every single character. Okay, so team ID. We're gonna set this to, let's just set this to like 100. The chances of them being the same is 2 in 100. All right, so this is gonna come through. So this team ID is 0. What? Okay. $90. Okay. There must be something I don't understand about what it's sensing. Actor. On target percentage notifies all bound objects that perception info has been updated. The delegate will not be called. The first actor is not monitored by the time. So this controller is the one that is the controlled pawn? Is that what's happening here? We set the line of sight, then we set the last enemy location, and the target actor. And the last enemy location comes from here, and the target actor comes from where? The local target. And the local target is getting set. Oh, look at that. It does not like that. This local target is an ALS character BP reference. We would have to change this. This would need to be a base character. ALS base character object reference. And then the local target can just be that. If we set this, this is going to be, wait a minute. Dude, what just happened, man? Okay. When we come in here, our target has been updated. The actor we've detected is this dude. We're going to cast that to an ALS anim character. We're going to set that as our local target. That is going to be what gets used as our target actor. And we're printing out the name of that in red if we get to that point. And so when we come in here though, we're checking to see if that actor's AI controller is an enemy AI. And if it is, we're going to get the team ID. And we're also going to get our team ID. Okay, how many times do we hit this? All right, the first time through, the actor. Oh, this new. Okay. Come on. And mouse over. Enemy is enemy. And we are supposed to be enemy 2. Okay. So we're enemy 2. And we're going to cast that to... And that should succeed. Whoa. Enemy 2 is 0. There's no way. We must be checking the wrong team here. Because... Oh, actually we are coming in there for false. Come on. This is the ALS animat character. So we're not going to do anything with that one. This is enemy 1. Enemy 1's team ID is 44. No, this is what? This is not the same. Something's weird here. Hold on a second. When we... Oh, maybe we haven't strategized yet? Maybe we haven't strategized yet. And that's what's happening. Team 0, Team 24. Okay. So when we come in here, we are looking at enemy 1. We have to be enemy 2. And when we do this, our team ID is 0. What the heck is going on? Let's get rid of this breakpoint. We're just gonna have to debug this on the fly. It's just, this is too hard to do trying to step through this. And so we're gonna put in stuff. What's up, Shadow TJ? Shadow TJ says, good day. Good day to you too. Okay, so enemy 2 is on team 31. Enemy 0 is team 30. These are all on team 31. There's no way that's possible. Team 88. Okay, so enemy 2 is on team 54. All right, let's try that again. How goes it tonight, Shadow? Team 6 and 60. Okay, they are different. All right, so when we come in here, we're checking to see if we're enemy 2. If we're enemy 2, we're printing out our stuff. We're casting to enemy, and if they're not equal, then we're... This is the part that I'm not convinced on, because if they're not equal, we should... Starting up with some coffee and coding. That's cool. Nothing ever prints red. So there is something weird about these team IDs being the same. I just don't, it doesn't make sense. So let's just go ahead and do this. And then what we're gonna do, so that's gonna set our local target. It's going to do the deal. We should get a red print at the end of this now. There we go. So it's the ALS Animan. We don't want it to print that one. New tricks. What kind of new tricks do you want to learn in Unreal today? Okay, so that was not at all what I wanted. All right, I'll show you one of my workflow tips. Do you have 2 monitors or 1? There's a delay in the chat, so we'll see what Shadow says, whether or not they have 2 or 1 monitor. Okay, so we only want to do this. Oh, interesting. Okay, well this trick may not apply to you, but I'll still throw it out there anyways for anybody who doesn't have 1, and especially because when I stream, I only use 1. Can you imagine what it's like moving back and forth between the tabs with 1 monitor? It's painful, right? Well, one of my favorite tricks is the Control Tab hotkey. So the way that works is, you'll see here, if I have the enemy selected, and then let's say I go to the strategize task. Okay, the next time I press Control Tab, it will go back to the last tab I was with. So if I'm switching back and forth between 2 tabs, I can go Control Tab and go right back to enemy, and then I can Control Tab back to strategize. So I can flip back and forth between 2 tabs within Unreal without 2 monitors, and it's a lot less painful when I'm on a single monitor. So that's why you always see me mounting all of these tabs up here, because I can maximize the full screen, I can see everything, and I don't lose a beat, because if I Control Tab, I go right back to where I came from. And if you hold Control while you're tabbing, it'll pop up the display. So a lot of times I'll have the room or the map that I'm working on, and then when I go, if I'm toggling back and forth between the map, this is especially useful in Unreal 4, before 5, and the control space bar for the new what do they call this, content drawer. What I would do is I'd go back to the map, because remember your all of your content was here. I'd go to the ability tree I was working on, Control Tab, not Control Space, I was wrong, Control Tab back to the map, right? Would get me back to the map, so I can go back and forth. Now the one interesting exception to that is an ability tree, because it gets confused between the blackboard and the tree. Okay, back to what wasn't working. When our target perception updates, if it's enemy 2 and it's valid, we're getting the AI controller. If the AI controller is valid, we're casting it to enemy. We cast it to enemy, we're setting our location target as not what we want. That's why. We want this to come in as here. Ooh, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Because the location target is an ALS base character BP, and we need to cast this. That's why. So if that succeeds, then we're gonna set our target. We'll axe all of this stuff. We're not gonna worry about that stuff. So hopefully this will set it to an enemy. No, we have a error. Oh, because we need to feed in our stuff. Compile. There we go. Now let's play. Okay, so now the enemy is the enemy. Where's he going? Okay, so theoretically, enemy 2, I want to look at what enemy 2 is doing. Because theoretically, his target should be enemy. Okay, so let's take a look at his ability tree. And we'll go to enemy 2. Enemy 2 right now is in patrol mode. I'm not positive why. And it's because has line of sight is not set. Well, turn around, dude. He's over here. So, enemy spotted. Oh, this is really gonna break our head. Exactly. So Shadow's calling this out. It basically, this is the way Unreal tabs work like a normal IDE, which is for anybody who uses C++ or PyCharm or whatever. That's kind of the way that stuff works. Wing, whatever your favorite one is. Were you here last time we went over the node connection stuff? Oh, that's totally cool. Don't worry about it. It's usually very quiet. I spend a lot of time talking to myself in here. So the one of my other favorite things that helps me a lot is, let me find a great example of this. Actually, the strategize task is probably bonkers. Okay, here's a great example. Let's say that this false, see this false, this noodle goes all the way down here to somewhere, right? Well, a lot of times when I'm working, I'm just like, you know what, I want to put in a quick print statement or whatever I'm going to do. So let's just do like a print string here. Okay, it's got two connections. Rather than chasing this noodle all the way down, like what a lot of people do is they'll grab this and then they'll just kind of drag down and follow this all the way to where the exec node is. Okay, rather than doing that, if you hold control and drag, it'll take it off false, and where you let go of it, it'll connect it. And then obviously I can control click it back. And then obviously also, if I move this here and I drag down, my other favorite is the alt click, which will just remove it totally. Okay, hold on, let me try to read this question. So Shadow, first thing I noticed, does Riot Games not use plugins like electronic nodes? And is there a reason for the question? Oh, I see. Okay, so you got to remember, like, the stuff that I work on at Riot, like I can't stream that. So all of this stuff is all my own personal work. So basically everything you see here is whatever vanilla Unreal is, and it's all for my own personal stuff. And there's quite a few teams. I'm not actually even familiar with what electronic nodes are. Let me look that up real quick. UE for electronic nodes. It's a code plugin. And let's see what it does. Oh, improved wire style for blueprints. I've seen different things like this. Oh, dude, for 12 bucks? Shoot, I buy that for my own stuff. Oh, I like this. This is, oh, I totally like this. This is a great tip. Thank you, Shadow. This is why we do this. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at that for next time. Probably. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, we're back to our epic failing of trying to get our enemies to be on different teams. Let's see, where were we? We were in our enemy blueprint or enemy AI. So we are in our enemy AI. We know they're on different teams and our perception is updating. And then what's happening is when our second dude, okay, so enemy 1 is his enemy. But what I want to know is all of a sudden he doesn't pursue that enemy anymore. Okay. So let's see why he doesn't pursue that enemy anymore. Strategize. We're on our enemy AI. Event graph. AI perception. All right, so right now we have a whole mess in here. We're gonna have to clean this up a lot, but I'm not gonna clean it up until I know what the heck we're working towards. So theoretically, our target is set. Our target actor is set at this point. Okay, and so when we come into this ability tree, let's see what our ability tree thinks. We're going to come in. What I want to know is we're definitely healthy, so we should come in here. Do we have line of sight? That's kind of one of my questions. Let's make a change here. Let's make this room a lot smaller real quick to kind of help make sure that we're within line of sight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reduce our nav mesh bounds as well. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so now when we play, holy shnikes, it's tight in here. I'm not even inside the spawn volume. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. Now let's try this again. Alright, so we have 3 enemies. Enemy 1 is the one I want to look at. I want to look at what his ability tree is doing while he's moving around. Shooting me. He's not even supposed to be shooting me. What is this dude doing? Enemy 2. Enemy 2 is stuck over here in patrol somehow, which is interesting because enemy 2 rank 0 is team 16. Okay, so it is 2 different teams. So he's going to patrol, which is weird because you should only be patrolling if he doesn't have line of sight. Clearly he's looking at enemy 1, which I believe is, or enemy is probably what it is. Oh, dude, thanks, Shadow. I appreciate it, but I'm just like everybody else out here. I am learning all of this stuff. So I get to do a lot of really cool stuff at work, but there's so much I don't know. And so I come here to hopefully learn about electronic nodes, for example, which is fun. Um, okay, he should not be stuck in this patrol scan loop right now, unless our line of sight is getting reset. So what I'm interested in is, maybe, here, I have an idea. Let's kill the dude. Okay, when he spawns, I want to see... Enemy 3. Oh, I missed what printed. He's definitely on a different team. Enemy 4. Okay, so we're not going to be printing. So this is a tough way to debug this, man. We may just have to reason our way through this. Let's do a couple things. Let's do this. Let's put some enemy spotted. We set had sight and we clear target spotted. I want to not do that, I think. Oh, I can't do that while we're playing though, obviously. So let's just kill this. So we're never going to clear our line of sight. So he should be targeting enemy 1, but instead the dude is shooting me. Why is he shooting me? Okay. So one reason he might be shooting me. Right now he's in patrol. Update status, tell friends, set sight, update current attack position, set focus. Set focus is gonna set focus on what? We get the controller, control pawn, looking directions, sets our focal points to... Oh, well, this is a problem. So when I mentioned that we were going to try to make our enemies fight each other, I mentioned that there were going to be some things that we needed to go through and fix, because we were doing things like just looking for controller 0. This is a great example. This is just getting the player controller. This is pretty much useless for us to have enemies fight each other. So what we want to do is we're going to get the target instead here from our controller. Now, the other thing that I haven't done in here yet. What time is it? Oh, dude, we burned through our time today. We didn't really make a lot of progress either. Let's get our blackboard. Get the blackboard, and then let's get the object. And then the key name we want is, let's make this, and this is going to be our, I believe it's target actor is our key name. We will double check that with yes, it is target actor. So there's our target actor, and then we're going to check to see if it's valid. We're checking to see if that's valid here. And the target actor that we're storing is what? Local target. And local target is a ALS MVP. I don't like this. We're definitely gonna have to do. The reason we don't care about this that much is because this is prototype, but there's a whole lot of extra casting going on here that we don't want to be doing. I'm switching back and forth between storing the AI controller and the actual AI pawn. And generally speaking, I don't want to be doing all that kind of stuff. But for now, let's just cast this to, I don't know. Let's get the controller. Nope. Let's cast this to an ALS. Well, let's cast it to, yeah, an ALS base character, and then let's get the controller. get the controller. Okay. And then from the controller, we'll cast that to, do we need to do that? We do need to do that. And the reason we need to do that is because what we're trying to find out is, wait, why are we doing this again? My brain just skipped like 50 steps. Originally we were getting the player, and then we were getting the control pawn, and we're checking to see if it's valid. Here, with the control pawn, what we're doing is we are getting the actor location and setting that as our new focus. We don't even need to get the control pawn to do that. We could just use the target actor. Let's see if we can do this. So if we just get okay. And what we want to do is, if that's valid, then what we're gonna do, I'm moving this up purposely so I can remember which one I put in here. What we're gonna do is that gets the location, and that sets the new focus. So I'm just gonna control drag this back here. Nope, doesn't like that. So let's get the location. That's because we're dragging from the wrong thing. That will work. Okay, so theoretically, that will set the focus. I want to know where else we're doing this. So let's just do a quick find references. That's that one. And let's just check our other blueprints as well. Holy smokes. We're using this everywhere. I want to know if we're coming in here. So let's just put a breakpoint there. That's plasma item. Those are our function libraries. We're going to ignore those for now. We got the focus, inventories. Okay, not too bad. Let's just see if we're coming in there. Okay, the cool thing is he is now, oh, thank goodness. Okay, so our pink enemy is now focused on our red enemy, which is cool. Now he's also set to fight melee. Now it doesn't look like he's actually punching him. So we'll have to take a look at that. So let's go back to our ability tree and that thing we disconnected, which was here. I want to see if that gets cleared now. Does our enemy still stay with our other enemy? He does. He's definitely in fight melee. Let's see what enemies 2 is doing in our ability tree. Oh, I pressed tab. That was the wrong thing. Alright, enemy 2 is in fight melee. But he's not actually doing his skill, which is weird. Why not? Sphere trace. Ah, friendly fire. This is the problem. Okay, here's our problem. This was the other thing. This is the other thing that I said we were going to have to fix. So the idea of friendly fire has changed now. All right. And what it, I don't know why I keep looking over here because my monitor's over here but the camera's over there. And so I got to work on that a little bit. But anyways, the friendly fire has changed now, because it used to be that we wanted to make sure enemies weren't shooting enemies in the back, and that worked out really well. That was cool. But really now, friendly fire is, are you on the same team as I am? And so what we want to do is, there's a couple things we could do. We could just temporarily, let's find all references to this. See how many places we're using friendly fire. Okay, we're setting it to nothing, then we're setting it to true. And then I believe we do this in a couple different places. So our shoot, melee, and do skill task. Because it's already late and we're already past time, I'm gonna hack this to see if we can just get it to work. So let's go here, and where are we right now? This is our melee task. Let's see if this dude punches now. Wait, where are you going? Wait. What happened? Oh, the dude happened to join the same team? No way. All right, let's try this again. Comes in. He's going over. Does not look to me like he is. Find references. Set friendly fire. Just turn this off. Set friendly fire, turn that off. Friendly fire should be off everywhere, so that should no longer be a factor. Yeah, there we go. That worked. He's now punching the enemy. Oh, we made some progress. Hacking around code and assume it works from the start. I'm not sure I totally understand the assuming it works from the start point, but I definitely know we are hacking some code right now. It's like it's pretty interesting, because I find Unreal, I think there's a lot of really cool debugging stuff in Unreal, right? Like the blueprint debugger and stuff like that. And I don't know if your projects are C++ based or not, but you can step through them as well. But I find that there's something about debugging in Unreal is, yes, tags for teams might be a thing too. There's something about Unreal that lends itself to the print string visual hack debugging style because of the whole runtime aspect of it, I think. I don't know, it's just kind of wild. All right, so he's now punching. Now, the interesting thing is, he did not do any damage when he punched. And so, let's check our melee attack. Do skill. Do skill. We're casting, we're using any abilities, we're activating that. Okay, that's gonna be a gameplay ability, so let's just check that. Melee. GA. Melee attack. So here's our montage. Melee use skill. And our cooldown isn't quite what I was looking for. We have a melee attack task. I don't even know if we're even coming in here. I don't know if we're even coming in here. Let's put a breakpoint there. I don't think we are. We're not. We're no longer using that one. So that's not where the melee attack's happening. It's happening in this gameplay ability melee attack, which doesn't have any effects. And it's doing the melee skill ability, melee attack, use skill. Okay. And this inherits from skill base. So if we look at skill base, we're going to inherit the ability. We're going to break the stuff. We're going to report the damage event. Interesting. I don't see anything that would cause... Oh, actually there is one thing that would cause that. It's possible that the punch is not actually landing. So... No, that looks like it's landing to me. Oh, but we might have broke it. It's an extra coding style. I like that. I'm gonna tell that to my friends at work who cringe anytime I do stuff like this. Okay, so let's see here. What I'm looking for was on the enemy. So we made a change. We made a change earlier tonight where because of the physics problem, we switched all of our physics assets off. And so I think this sphere that was on his right hand I'm not sure what the actual collision set. Ah, here we go. Let's kill this. Collisions. These are all set to overlap. Interesting. Let's find references to this. On component begin overlap. Yep. Okay, here we go. So here's our problem. What's happening is, again, we are just checking to see if it's actually a hero character, which is not what we want. Let's just do this to cast to base. Cast to LS base character BP. And then we'll control drag these guys up. And then as that, we're going to set that as the target. And then hopefully the rest still works. Before we delete that, let's see what happens. Come on, do some damage. If this works, we're calling it a wrap for tonight. Do some damage, come on. Wait, where'd you go? Where are you going, buddy? Oh, you just lost interest. Come back here. Let's try this again. He never threw the punch. What is happening here? He's in fight melee. Oh. Oh, dude, he's punching himself. He's punching himself. That's what's happening. He's doing damage to himself. Interesting. Hold on. This sphere, ignore. What the? Instigator self. Target. You know what? I want to know what this is. Let's print string. Here we go. Let's go, Shadow. Print some strings. I want to know the display name of this thing. Get the display name. So this is the person he thinks he's punching. Okay, and actually let's do this. Let's append. Alright, we'll put a colon in here. And then from the self, we're going to get display name. Okay, so this is the person doing the punching. And this is the person we think we're punching. And then we're going to print that. Okay, so... Oh no, I did that thing. Okay, so now when he goes to punch, let's see what prints. Enemy 1. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. He just killed him. Oh dude, he's shooting him. Did you see that? Hold up a second. When he did the fireball, it totally did. It totally worked. But when, okay, so the problem is when he's punching himself. But when he did the fireball, he is, he's actually shooting properly. So hold on, let's just double check this, and then we can totally troubleshoot this, and then potentially call this a wrap. So this is our enemy AI. Let's take a look at our enemy. I have a quick way to test this. What we can do is stop the simulation. Where's our gameplay melee attack? We are going to remove this. Let's delete the melee attack from the enemies. So now all they have is a fireball. So when this dude spawns, there's gonna be a 5-second delay. Shoot. There's another thing we could do too. Let's do this. Let's go back to spawner. Let's see here. What we're looking for is the enemy AI when it spawns in. Somewhere in here we were giving them their weapons. And it might have been... It wasn't in the strategized task. It wasn't in the enemy AI task. I thought it was in the enemy AI task. Begin play. Here it is. So let's just give him guns again. Let's see if he shoots his buddies. Yep. Oh, yes. Okay. Dude, we can finally stop watching TV. That's cool. Okay. And it's actually picking different targets. Okay. We did not get nearly as far as I would have liked to tonight. And there's obviously problems. But we at least got to a point where something's working, which is cool. It's always fun when you get to that point. So this Wednesday morning, remember the stream's going to be pre-recorded. It's a long one, and unfortunately it's a little slow because it was late at night, but it's all about how I got all the formation stuff working so that the enemies will squat up and walk around in formations. And then the following stream, I think the following Sunday, we will hop back into this and see about, if I don't get to it before then, fixing this up so that he continues to pick new targets. And as you can see here, these other two clowns aren't moving at all, which is a little bit weird. We went from everybody being happy and doing this, and then hopefully we can get to a full-on squad battle, which will be interesting. Shadow, thanks for hopping in tonight. I hope all your dev work goes smoothly tonight. And so that's going to wrap up tonight's live stream. Thanks for hopping in, everybody. I will catch you all next time. Yeah, just so you know, Shadow, that's why I changed the time on the live stream. Shadow's just mentioning about the time zone thing. I do Sunday nights at 10:15 and Sunday nights at 10:15 and Wednesday mornings at 8. And the hope there is to try to help cover different time zones. So hopefully we'll see you in a future one, and maybe even learn some stuff about what you're working on. Got it. Just morning. 6 hours. You're in Europe. There we go. Netherlands. Nice. Very cool, man. I hope you have a great day. And for anybody else who's watching, as always, just if you have questions, throw them in the comments. We'll try to do those next time. And I will catch you all later.